Might be difficult for Perfect if they are going to head up there, but never mind. So the Jax jungle will be confirmed, but that's a Twisted Fate. Oh, that's a
Oh, perfect.
That would be some spicy tech. This wouldn't. That's an Udyr.
It's just Udyr.
Yeah. We'll see how it is going to go. Maybe Pyoshik's going to help him out. I am not entirely sure, but let's jump onto the Rift for game 1. Made me very sad. As BDD and Chovy, this is a matchup as old as time. This is actually one that Chovy's been very good at in the past. On the other side is Orianna. I remember he just walked at Showmaker and killed him in lane a couple of years ago.
He's falling for the scams.
Well, Chovy doesn't have very much of the blue things that allow him to do spells. But he does have a cow, and there's a flash. BDD going to answer it. Good reaction time there as Pyoshik just a little bit late on the play. As Perfect looks like he's been kind of okay as far as like keeping his health bar high, but the CS numbers are not very fun.
Oh, has hold up Chovy.
Yeah, Chovy's at 400 health. This is a little bit dangerous. Does have to flash. Will do so. His barrel delivering some minions towards his mid laner. So a lot of protection here for BDD. Yeah, so the Wolf Camp is where Pyoshik is. Now going to be moving down. Looking to see what he can actually do here. Control ward goes down. Pyoshik slinks into the mist. This could be a 50-50, although Pays is Kalista. And so that does generally shy away from that. Lahens and Barrel, some support of combat towards the bottom side as the arrow is going to steal it away. There's the counter-strike, and Pyoshik just heartbreakers out of that one. Headbutt back, and that is going to be first blood going over to Pays. Dragon for Tree is the trade. Came through a little bit at the same time as, okay, Chovy trying to get himself out of there. Very narrowly. Wanting to collect the experience if he can. Plates going over to BDD. As okay.
Oh, it was a bait!
Going to be coming in. Does have a blast cone. And Keen is now looking for Perfect, who just interrupted his destiny, which was rude, but was necessary.
As BDD still waiting.
Yeah, and Yoshik's
trap
moving over as well.
Lahens is here. I don't think this is working.
They're not going to be killing anyone, but they're not going to be able to get the crash either.
Interesting. I don't know. Too
like,
many.
Because then you just divide it by 52, right?
Yeah. And it will work.
It might be a canasta pack though, so maybe it's not 52. Maybe
that
it's like closer to double.
Was about as well played as.
So they're going to go towards as Orb comes down, visits Keen there as the Drake is going to be secured by Canyon. So one apiece now as Lahens looks to go in. There's the shockwave onto Canyon, but he has a counter strike and is looking to get himself out. The Nature's Grasp is there. Pays pulls out the cow and gets himself over the wall, and they all make the great escape.
The poke from Deft needs to land.
Yeah.
BDD on the flank.
Chovy also looking for the opportunity as Destiny comes out. It's the power of Twisted Fate. You can take so much control. At least the arrow did hit onto Lahens. It's now Keen on that flank angle. Oh, that pulverize just massive there from Lahens. And now he can try and go for it once again, perhaps. Lahens not actually going to rearrange himself all that well as Chovy goes in. Empress divides a little bit late, but it is enough as he takes down Barrel, and now Pays is just hopping mad. It's more kills going over to Keen as well, and Gen G destroy them. Okay.
I think Senna might have been the problem in the previous series between these two teams.
Is Pyoshik going to be okay? He heartbreaks. There's a flash, and a few more cards do come out. Keen empties the deck and is going to be able to take the solo kill onto Pyoshik. 3-0-1 now for this Twisted Fate. Okay.
Just trusting the auto lock-in. And we mean because now the game is actually just kind of done.
Well, there's a headbutt back onto Perfect, who's relatively tanky. Chains of Corruption somehow managed to find a gap within those 4 people. I'm not even mad, I'm impressed.
He has a deck of cards. I'm sure he moonlights as a magician. You can't tell me Twisted Fate hasn't done a magic show or two.
I just feel like he's a bit too, cool for that.
Magic is cool.
Oh, is it? I've forgotten. Okay, there's a headbutt back onto Pyoshik. He is in, I was going to say trouble, but he's in the death chamber. There was no escaping it. Can't even do any of your stealthy shenanigans because Destiny, that's just an R button pressed by Keen. Coming into today, I did think that our first series was going to be the more faster one.
Naturally.
And I feel I may have been misinformed. And there is a Hex Flash headbutt pulve onto Barrel. Not necessarily the greatest target, but he is going to have to get himself out of there. Utilizes the Twisted Advance back to the Nexus turrets, but that will just leave the inhibitor exposed in the mid lane. This is about as by the book as you can get. As okay, here's the engage from KT. They're going to go for it. Lahen's Unbreakable Will does come on down. And KT, that's about it. That engage didn't quite work out, and now Perfect, he's going to be taken down. Beryl gets a shield, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, the Fate's Call is massive. The follow-up with the Pulverize from Lahen's is glorious. An instant triple kill there from Pays. They'll now celebrate by taking down these Nexus turrets, and the Nexus will follow. Gen.G, probably one of the most one-sided games that we've seen. What do you create with the camera?
What about the boom boom damage vote?
Oh, see, it all kind of lines up.
I just love that. The more I see of Kalista, the more I become convinced that just the same way that we see with Guma, where like it's not about him, it's about what it allows your support to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Great example of it.
It's the same as Senna.
Don't like, because I feel like if you use your W offensively, then it's really easy to focus the Maokai and just take him down. Obviously, always going to get a ton of value. Now, it could, of course, still be just Maokai support for Beryl. We'll have to see what it ends up being.
So, Corki and Tristana are going into lanes.
It has to be Tristana top. Because this is something that Perfect himself actually also hovered.
As we zoom in on Keen's Tristana. Another eclectic pick for this top laner. Very interested to see how it goes. We jump into the Rift. Game number 2. I
should have just mumbled.
Yeah, G-Sun did not give us a 10 out of 10 for that one. The 10 out of 10 like got to my head completely, and then I messed it up. I apologize, everyone. I looked down at my sheet, as that's a flash, and that's a flash. As Lahen's and Deft doing the ring around the Rosie. And Deft is now really dead. Huh,
For the start of his lane.
And he'll get into the lane in time for the minion crash as well. So that's a subpar beginning to the game if you are a KT fan. Let's see whether they can turn it around.
Or is it what you want because it defies the expectation early on?
더 볼만함? 더 왔다. 내가 해볼게. Oh shit. 19. 스태틱 빨리 먹으면 좋아서.
I think I wanted to maybe give it to Keen. I am not that guy.
It's not like it being more playable is not a guarantee that it's going to be playable.
Of course.
Well, Keen was the last one to play this in this exact matchup. As Chovy flashes, BDD is going to answer with a flash in this mid lane.
We just looked at a solo queue.
All right, we're going for a bit of an all-in here. Is Perfect. The explosive charge coming on down there. Okay, Meganar. Very, very close. There's the flash! And a solo kill for Perfect!
Perfect is okay.
Okay, yeah, Keen in trouble yet again. Remember that flash is down, and he realizes that he is dead. He's trying to clear out the minion wave, and he's not even going to get this cannon. Okay, a couple on the board here for KT, as now Canyon looks to have found BDD. Doesn't have the kick, just used the safeguard to get in range. And then Pioshik gets Twisted Advance. Now the nature is grasping. Canyon gonna have his Q avoided here as well as saplings rain down. Big Bramble Smash as they're looking for Canyon as their first option. Now Keen gets the Buster shot off, but Perfect. He's got Meganar just coming around the corner, and BDD, he shows up. He's going to grab a piece of this pie and selects the kill for himself. 3-1 now. KT, this is infinity more kills than game 1. Nothing really going to happen there.
Ooh.
So second dragon does go over. So Hextech once again.
Love that.
Beryl gonna have to crash his way down. There's a special delivery. Magnet Storm does pull Pays in as Mom gets a little bit mad. In goes Canyon and finds both of them with the help of Pays and gets some plates for his trouble. Beautiful play towards the bottom side of the map for Gen.G.
Like before he actually gets to get any value.
Well now this turret is very, very low. Chovy teleported in just to make sure that he can be here for the local gold on the turret. That made us very upset about Corki.
That's the problem with Gen.G and T1. There's too much.
Yeah.
Too much stuff.
Well, Nature's Grasp going to come through. Gets a flash out from Lahen's as he does make it to the relative safety of underneath his turret.
Oh, no TP for Chovy. Keen can TP in though.
Doesn't even want to. He's had some rough times here towards his top side. As Pays now just looking to try and turn it on to Perfect. Great Magnet Storm to interrupt, so no skating over the wall there. And Lahen's is going to be dessert. He will be taken down here as now BDD's celebratory crash into this inner turret. And they're trading for a lot of things, right? So this outer will fall in the mid lane. Keen going to help Canyon take that one down. Now Chovy looking for an inner on the bottom side. Maybe they could employ Mom to get on over there. All right, Pyoshik's in. He's out. Pyoshik's out. Now we're hex gating. All right, Pyoshik, what can you get done here as the dragons are going to fly forward? There's a lot of dashes, so that Magnastorm does diddly squat. And so KT's engage does not work out. Q going to miss there as Chovy wanting to fight Beryl here. Hook is going to connect. There's the knock-up as well. Deft once again is going to get caught. And it doesn't seem like Deft's day, especially not Deft's game.
First it wasn't Peanuts Day, now it's not Deft's Day?
Oh dear. Deft finding some Qs, needs to get a few more, but it's going to be
late on the back. Should still be fine. They have a couple of great flank wards here, but they might lose the Drake for it.
Yeah. And Chovy's package is just spawning now, so that's why he delayed. Canyon gets in there, steals away the dragon. That's Hextech Soul. And now Chovy with a package is making his way through. Look at that Hextech Soul. Oh, isn't that absurd? It's not really what you wanted as KT. And Canyon gets the kickback onto the Azir. Oh dear, package now delivered. Perfect. Oh, is able to dodge the Foss bomb. There is at least that. But the damage, I feel, just has been done. We'll just have to see. Canyon does find himself a Q. The kickback not really going to quite work out as Beryl had already got that crash down into the air. Nature's Grasp going to come through, but they're not using it as any sort of engage. And the sad alpaca is going to explode by himself. Good sidestep there from Beryl, but he is going to soak a rocket. And 3 atoms now on the Corki. He is doing a fair bit of damage.
Yeah.
All right, that hook was crazy from Lehans. Pyoshik trying to do anything, but he's just chain CC'd. The kill goes to Canyon. A fair bit of damage onto Lehans here as BDD does manage to find the Emperor's Divide. Canyon going to get punished, and the Dragon is starting to do his job. Keen also down extraordinarily low, but the burn isn't on him here. Pays gets sneezed on as Perfect is very low, and look at this. Pays is a raid boss wandering towards the Gnar, and he does just explode. And so somehow, after what looked like a great fight for KT, it's only Deft left alive. And there is the package wearing off. So KT now understanding that they have a little bit of a better chance in this fight as Pays, Extendo Beam, and able to get these burst fires over to Pyoshik. And so he's down to 50% already. Perfect trying to be that front line, but Lehans is okay with it, and Pace just blows him up. Oh, and the arm guard is going to be popped. It denies the Magnastorm. Then he has the cleanse. Beryl can't do anything. He's just going to go down. Emperor's Divide is kind of huge, but it just pushes all of the bad guys on top of Smolder. That's not what you want to see, and the Valkyrie comes over the wall, and that is the ace as Canyon cleans it up. The 2-0.
You can't do this.
Pyoshik is in the Baron pit.
Guys!
Genji now, closing in on the enemy jungler. Pays dashes over the wall. Canyon dashes towards Pyoshik. Doesn't land the Sonic Wave. As there's a Nature's Grasp, just trying to use it defensively. Pays not going to be CC'd by that one. The Magnastorm onto 3 is decent. Mum gets a little bit mad. Pays going down low, but not low enough as Deft is trying to flap around the fight. Does manage to do a lot of damage to Chovy and is able to take him down. But the rest of the team were not successful. Max range hook is going to connect. Good Gnar, as Keen said, he's fed up. He's fed up with this. He's going to join the Winions and end the game. And in fact, he's not. He's just going to stand here and watch as the Minions are going to end the game.
That's what a leader does.
Do it. That's actually fantastic. Look at Keen. He's like, no. I refuse. It's the Minions. They deserve this. And they did. They take down the Nexus. Lehans, you said people make mistakes. Lehans is just...
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason for the POG interview translation, joined by Lehans and Canyon on the side of Genji. Congratulations on your win. With this win, you got your revenge of the first round and also a revenge onto your former team. How do you feel about that? Yeah, I'm happy that we got a revenge, especially with a clean 2-0 game score. And Canyon, with today's results, you have secured a spot in the playoffs and also reclaimed first place. How do you feel? I was really hungry for this revenge up against KT Roaster after the first round loss, so I'm so glad that we made it, and also I'm so happy to be at the playoffs already. In the first game, TF was the last pick, and it was paired up with Jax in the jungle. What was the planning behind this composition? Recently, I have been practicing Jax jungle, and I thought it was pretty decent. And I've seen some of the picks that actually, some of the players actually using Jax into Twisted Fate, so this can also prevent the counter pick. So it was a mixture of my practice and also a strategy to deny the counter pick. And Lihan's, we had Kalista blind pick, and then it was paired up with Alistar on the bottom lane. This was actually the first time Genji utilized this duo this season. I think Kalista and Varus are both really good. It just depends on your preference. And looking at the opponent's composition, I think our Kalista-Alistar duo would be the right answer. And so far this season, Alistar is having a great result. And looking at the LCK career of yours, your Alistar is always having a great success. Tell us about it as well. I don't think it's like purely just me being really good at Alistar. It's also thanks to the teammates who have been always pulling off a great play together. Alistar is definitely a pick that makes it a lot easier to initiate a good team fights. And Canyon. So the only player in the LCK to play Tristana top is Keen, and he made a return of that pick after 953 days. How did you prepare this pick? I mean, it's more about Keen having a really wide champion pool. He saw the enemy comp and he was like, maybe I can play Tristana top. And did everyone just approve that? Yeah, obviously it's Keen, you know, he's good at everything. So yeah, we were like, go for it. Lian also said, yeah, we always trust him. Slightly different than what we heard from the player comps up. We will believe you guys. And at the beginning of the second game, you guys started off very easily with a first kill onto the enemy smolder. How did you make that angle? So it was actually Chovi's call, and I flashed, and Chovi, he was actually yelling at me because I was going downwards and the rest of the Genji players were going upwards, but somehow we still managed to get the kill. But I don't know, he was yelling at me even though he's younger than me, so I don't know how do I feel about that. And game 2, it was pretty obvious the opponents were playing around the top side, but our bottom lane was already having a huge lead. But after I got the double kill with the gank, I was pretty sure the game was over, especially on the bottom lane. So that's why I said the bot lane is pretty much done. And Lihan's, when it comes to Zeri Nautilus combination, who do you think is driving? Who do you think is on the driver's seat? Canyon? What about you, Canyon? I mean, bottom duo should play as one person, so I want to say both of them are driving the bus or the car. Well, even though bot lane was doing a fantastic job from start to finish, Keen was struggling a little bit early on. Yeah, I was like, keep checking the CS numbers, and I thought he was doing a decent job, and then he was maybe greeting a little bit for one more wave, and he got solo killed. So yeah, I felt bad for him. And at the end of the game, Lian, I heard you kind of blaming him for dying so much. Tell us about it. Canyon actually in game said it's okay more than 20 times. We did our best to kind of make him feel better. Genji, your next opponent will be Hana Life Esports. Currently sitting on 3rd place. What is your resolution for the matchup? I think they're one of the strong opponents. I will make sure to secure another win up against them. I also think Hana Life is one of the strong teams, so I think we have to be thoroughly prepared and showcase the best performance possible. And that will be the end of the POG interview. Back to the space. Thank you.